Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk about POE and how to get good items cheaper for your build, right? So since this leak, we have a new functionality of importing your build straight to POE, so you no longer need to add items manually, fill the tree and skills. You can just import your character using your account, of course. Then you simply refresh the tree or import it for the first time. Same with items and skills. Then for what I need to show you, you need to set your skills into full DPS. I think that's the best idea. That's how I do it. And sometimes you need to increase the count. For instance, if you have 3 arrows instead of 1, just use 3 or whatever, right? So just that your DPS is closer to reality. And then don't forget about configuration, because for some builds this is really crucial, right? So whether you crit or shock enemy in last 3 seconds, right? So this is not critical, but I think it's better to set this correctly, because then POB has more information about your build and will find better items for you. So once you set this to whatever is true, right? So you just need to go through the list and check what makes sense. Those options are very often enabled when you select some passive trees or you wear a specific item, so it's like a dynamic list, right? Then the most important function, or maybe not the most important, but one of the coolest function in POB, besides planning your build, checking which points of tree are better, which are worse, so, like in percentages and stuff, is to find items, right? So you have this button, trade for these items, and the first thing you need to do here is adjust weights, right? Because if you search for like weapon, quiver, rings, or your amulet, maybe you want a full DPS. When you search for items like belt, maybe you search for effective HP, right? Or just life, maybe. So you have a list of options in here. You can select what you're interested in. I wouldn't check much of the defense ones. I mostly use this for items that are supposed to increase my damage. So in this case, I also added some weight for crit chance, but for the sake of the test, we can just disable it. So the only way we have is full DPS. This is why we had to set our skills first. Once we have this, you can search for best weapon, basically click execute. If you press Control and click this link with left mouse button, the page will be open, right? So sometimes and then you can sort by sum, right? This is weighted sum. If you expand this, sometimes there are things you not really want. For instance, I don't want cold damage on my bow because I have a support which decreases my cold damage, so I don't want this to be counted at all. You can search again. You can go through this list and remove whatever you don't like, although it comes from POB, so it will decrease the cost, right? Because some things are not obvious, some things that players skip, and this is also a tool which can help you maybe flip the market, because sometimes you can find, for instance, like this bow is 1 divine, right? But the 2 bows in between are sold for free, so maybe you can flip it. Maybe you can buy this bow and sell it for free. Then you need to understand why is it only 1 divine. Maybe because it has +4 to all projectiles, and that's gonna make your build suffer with mana, right? And but overall, this can help you find those good items, because you can set like maximum cost, I don't know, 3 divines. I'm not interested in anything more because I don't have, so why would I bother with bows for mirror? And this way you can find, okay, this is for 2, this is for 1. This might look nice. It's just 1 divine. It has a pretty similar weighted sum, so why paying 3 if you can pay 1? Of course, before I'd really buy it, I simply create a custom item in POB. In POE 1 we had this nice button to copy the item, so it was just 1 second. Here what I do is I basically copy this, and yeah, I think I created few bows. So I basically copy this list and replace it in here, right? So that actually works. You can do it like that, and that will, let's say, simulate this this bow. I think I've done something wrong here. Yeah, I think I pasted the bow into a quiver. So, but you get the idea, right? This is a bow, right? So it's a bit different. So here you can, I think you need to set it one by one. That's kind of unfortunate. I think it's only for weapons though, is it? Yeah, I think the weapons are a little bit different. But for quiver, it really worked because I've just done it. So just like I showed you, copy implicit, copy this, and it works. Then another thing which you can, because all those bows are not with additional arrows, so I don't want those bows. So you can just type in the base name you want, Gemini bow, Gemini actually, and again you sort this by weighted sum. You check which implicits you like, which you don't. If there is something like, okay, I need to have like this critical chance, right? So what you can do is you can add another group, and there's this tilt button which helps you searching. This is a very useful tip, so always use this and you will have much better time with this UI. So we have, is it plus crit chance? Yeah, it's plus crit chance. So so this way we will only display bows which have crit chance, right? You can also set some values for filters, right? So that's obvious thing. So I think this is really great, especially early in the league. If you try to find things that are how to say that in very nicely priced. What I mean is a good ratio of the weighted sum of added value to your build with limited cost. So it's like quality of item to price ratio, something like this, and this way you can build your character very cheap. Because usually when you sort by DPS with weapons, it's kind of easy, right? It's harder with like rings, like with jewels and stuff. That's not so obvious, right? So same with jewel. There are plenty of mods, and you're not sure which are the strongest, right? And if you play a new build, maybe you don't know it, right? So this is really cool. This is really good. All I need is the copy button, because I'm not sure why POE 1 has this, POE 2 trait doesn't have it. It's kind of stupid, but I hope they will add it soon. The more people ask, I guess, the faster they will do. So I think this is very useful. It helped me find some items this league, and I guess you should be getting familiar with POB if you aren't already, because this is really where all the magic happens. And as they gonna add more classes, add more gems, items, you basically this is a tool that every POE 1 player used for hours. Some people use this, spend more time in this tool than they do in the game. So I hope this video was useful to you. Please let me know if you want more tips and content like this, and yeah, see you in the next video. Cheers.